What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you could be here. Today we continue our grind for S rank with episode number 3. So we start this first hole. Got some wind pushing us towards this hole. So I know that I don't have to hit it as far, and I can just kind of more aim and do some backspin and think about it. So I know that it's going to be around 3.75 with backspin. So anyways, while I hit this shot, let me ask you guys a question. Or let me just talk about something. So I know the Olympics is starting. I'm just wondering if you are all excited about that, or if you watch sports. Do you find sports fun? Or like, do you like watching sports? Like, is that fun? And do you have a favorite sport you watch? Are you excited about the Olympics? You know, do you have a favorite athlete or a favorite event or a favorite country that may not be your home country? I'm excited to kind of just watch everything. I'm pretty big on sports and just like watching everything. So yeah, we got that 10 points there. So luckily putting us in the lead, tied with 2 other people. A little bit of a 3-point cushion, so not too bad. And let me ask something more. You guys are watching me golf on Switch right now. Do you watch actual golf? Are you excited for Olympic golf? Do you think Olympics are more important to golfers? I feel like there's an aspect of representing your country that's more prominent, but like, is fighting for a gold medal better than fighting for a major championship? I would think so, right? Because instead of having 4 a season, 4 a year, 4 a year, there's only one every 4 years that they get a chance to do this, right? So I wonder if that's, do they think about that? Like, is the Olympics somewhat more important than a major? And my answer is yes, like I just said. I think it would be more important because it's once a 4 years than 4 every 1 year. So a lot of wind on this hole. Back to the golfing anyways. A lot of wind on this hole. Wasn't able to cut across. Had to go down. Luckily I didn't end up in the sand trap, so I've got a little bit more options here. I think this wind is going to grab me, so I'm thinking 2.5 with backspin, but a little bit too much. The backspin keeps it from being too bad though, so luckily that's not too terrible. We end up a little close. We're end up close with a birdie chance. Wish I'd gone. I think 2 power would have put me in the hole, but nonetheless, still a good chance of getting 10 points here, extending our lead a little bit maybe, or like keeping it tied with others. I don't think anybody eagled this hole, so 10 points is 10 points. So yeah, just write in the comments what you guys think about the Olympics. Are you excited? Are you not really caring? Do you think gold medals are more important than major championships in all sports, I guess? So anyways, moving to the semifinal here. We get this shortcut hole, and I'm thinking, okay, if the wind's right, maybe I'll go for it. And the wind does look right, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can go for this. I'm just going slow, thinking of my options. My opponent right next to me goes for it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait and see if they make it. And they do, so I'm like, okay, then there shouldn't be a problem if I go for it. Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with this hole. This one doesn't really get chosen a lot, I would say. So I go for it, not knowing that there is a tree at the end. So I run into this tree, and unfortunately I don't have enough speed, to get all the way through, and I get that +1. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to try that again. So I just go down the fairway, hoping I can hole out for a par or get it close for a bogey and not get like a triple or a double or not even finish the hole. So I'm not in too terrible of a spot, but I do have to, and I don't know if I had to go under this. I might have been able to go over this tree, but I went under it, and I wish I had gotten a smidge more power hitting that fairway. I think I would have gotten on the green really close, but nonetheless, here we are. So I know I want to hold this out for bogey, but luckily I'm not seeing anyone do too crazy good with like eagles or super birdies or anything. So I unfortunately underhit there, and I do end up getting a double bogey here. But, you know, at least I'm still getting a decent amount of points, and I had that cushion, so, you know, luckily I shouldn't be too far behind, and, you know, hopefully we get a hole that I can capitalize on. So yeah, after the scores calculate, I'm 3 points behind. Both people tied for second, and we're tied all at 24 for fourth place. So hopefully I can just beat everybody out. So we get a par 5 here. Luckily I might be able to capitalize on that. And hopefully the wind isn't too problematic for us. So yeah, the wind's not too bad, so I can just go for this and get it onto the green. I mean, onto the fairway. I can, yeah, luckily, right? But then I was a little nervous because it was close, and I was like, I'm about to hit the rock. So yeah, anyways. So we got this second shot in. I know it's going to go right a little bit, so, and I know it's uphill, so I don't really want backspin.
Nice shot.
So I go 3.75 basically. Good bounce. Could have gone even a little bit more left and would have been okay, but end up in a good spot.
Nice on.
And yeah, good chance for a birdie. I mean an eagle here. Just need the one power. It's gonna go left at the end, and bang, an eagle. 14 points. So if either of them birdies, then I do beat them. So lucky us, right? We get a hole that we can capitalize on, and we end up getting that eagle and being able to get to the finals here. On to the finals, 2 points back. I know that we can do this. Just need to birdie and hope that he pars, but get a hole that I'm not a huge fan of. But nonetheless, it's still an okay hole. So yeah, no wind. I'm like, okay, it's just like a full power spoon almost. Should get us right to where we want it to. So we're just lining up the shot here to just get to where we want it. And I know it's almost full power to where I want to be.
Nice shot.
So I go 3.5-ish to bounce out of this rough onto the fairway here with plenty of room to go over those trees. Yeah, no wind, so luckily I don't have to think about wind. I just know that I can just put some backspin on it. Just trying to line up this shot. I know it's going to go back uphill. So how much do I need to put on it? And I just go full power with backspin on it. Get over that tree. Really nice shot there. So close. Finally, I had gone a little bit more left. Anyways, I got a birdie chance here. But so does the guy in first. So sadly, he makes it, and I have to settle for a second place. But hey, second place is still good points. Birdie is still a birdie. Anyways, I want to just say that I'm glad you're here, and that was a good game. Second place, pretty good rank. I don't remember who I beat, but you know, maybe some good ranks. I can't exactly remember.
Finish.
But I'll see you guys in the next game. Alright, going into the second game, I can see we've got a few S ranks along us, and I'm feeling pretty good because I had a pretty good, second place last time. So just trying to capitalize on that and not
Round one.
get a terrible 8th place right now. A lot of wind on this straight hole. They always give you the most wind on these holes.
Nice shot.
So I just go straight down the center and trying to set up a decent second shot. So with the second shot, I'm just trying to think like, okay, how much is this wind gonna do? Should I go full power? Do I change clubs? Do I do backspin? But I just go full power here. Because I'm like, okay, the wind should catch it. Unfortunately, it did not go as far as I wanted it to. So we still have a bit of a long putt to try and birdie. I think I read the line right, and I almost did, but just an inch to the left, sadly. But still in the par. I saw it, that guy just hit that long putt for birdie, but I think with the wind, I don't think a lot of people ended up with birdies. So hopefully that doesn't put us in too much of a hole that we have to climb out of Mount Everest or something. So luckily we don't. We're only 3 points back and only 2 people ahead of us, but we are tied with a lot of people. So what does that mean exactly? This game might be close. So here we get our second hole. And just into wind, the wind is pushing us into that green. So, what kind of backspin? How much do I need to hit this? And I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure 3.5 should get me there, maybe with backspin. So I do that. Just practicing 3.5, getting my power right.
Nice shot.
I do exactly that with the backspin. I get right past the sand, but unfortunately get a little bit of an unfortunate bounce, kicking right, and not a ton of backspin. So just a far shot now for a birdie. Just testing me with these far putts. So checking the angle. I know it's going to go left right away. I feel like it's gonna end up going right at the end. I'm like, okay, I want to hit 2 power here. I under hit, and it does that. I think a tiny bit more I would have done it because I would have gone further right at the start.
Nice
I
farm.
really wanted just under 2 power, but the putting continues to suffer. But nonetheless, 7 points. I'm not out of it yet, I hope. I think I saw a lot of other people getting pars, so I just know that I just gotta. Yeah, luckily only 4 people. Cat 17, so all of us with 14 we're still in. And we go to the semifinals. But I'm like, okay, what if I get 8th place now in the semifinals? Ugh. That would be so annoying. So here we go. We get another par 3 here. Wind pushing right to left. And I'm like, okay, full power spoon to the right. Should do it. But unfortunately, I guess it was pushing us a little backwards too.
Nice shot.
Because I don't really get. Or maybe I went a little too under power. I almost don't make it. But I do make it on the fairway. So I've got a little bit of a little bit more options than being in the rough. So I know the wind's going to push me right, so I just want 2.5-ish with some backspin. I end up overhitting it a tiny bit, but a par is still in my future, so that's alright. You know, we get a par, 21 points now. We're still in it. Can we capitalize on
Nice par.
getting an eagle or a birdie in the next hole? Can that get us to the finals? Or are we going to fall in the semifinals? So I can see I'm a point behind 2 people. So if I can do better than them and do better than the other guys that are tied with me, maybe we can do it. And I'm like, okay, here we go. We got the par 5. I know I can possibly eagle this. I have a good chance at eagling. We get wind that's not going to affect us. It's just full power here. It goes good, and I'm feeling pretty good that I can eagle here and maybe make the finals. But, you know, just hoping the other guys, you know, maybe that I just get a little lucky and the rest of them don't do so well. But, you know, that's wishful thinking. We've got to play our own game. So I know that it's going to fall off right at the end, so I know that I just want to put this right on top of the hill and let it fall down. So I know what I did last time. 3.5, 3.75, something like that. So I'm a little bit left of the hole. I'm just like, okay, so 3.75 should be really good here. I mean, like 3.5, 3.75. No backspin needed.
Nice
I
shot.
should bounce really close. I get this bounce, but it does not fall right like I had hoped, and maybe just a slight overhit on what I did, or possibly the hole is in a different place than I thought. But anyways, I'm still on the green for an eagle, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna roll left when it goes up that hill, so I'm just like, I either need to push it through that or I need to compensate. And it was a little hard for me to tell if it was gonna push left here or not. I saw that guy, he didn't really move, so I'm like, okay, so this should just be straight. But no, I was right. It turned left right at the end. Unfortunate there. I made a bit of a mistake. A birdie. I'm like, well, maybe if they did really bad, if they got pars, I can make it.
Nice birdie.
But unfortunately, I do not think that's going to be in the cards. So sadly, it's definitely not enough, and the other person got 14 anyways, so I wouldn't have even made it with an eagle, but I would have gotten like 4th place instead. So sadly, I get a semifinals loss, guys, 7th place. I don't lose too much, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.